Welcome back to Hotham's Apiary. I'm Jason Hotham, and in this video I want to perform a hive inspection on colony 2 to see how they're progressing after they've been given a boost. You won't want to miss it. So this is normally a short inspection because there's not a whole lot of frames to look at. They have lots of nectar, they have lots of pollen. Lots of pollen here as well. I might switch this around a little bit so that this frame goes to the outside. And this is normally a brood frame. Yep. Looks pretty good too. I mean, yeah, they had their difficulties starting out, but I mean, this is all capped brood right here. Let me see if I can. And there's also some brood in this corner. Hopefully you can see that. There's brood in this corner here as well. 4 or 5 day old brood. Here's the back side of that frame. The queen is right there, scurrying along on top. This is pretty much all full, which is looking really good. Look and see if I can see some eggs or larvae. Oh, on this side also in the corner there's some larvae. There she goes right there. It's a bad angle, I think, huh? Let's see. There's the queen. I'm going to set the camera up a little bit higher. Yeah. So my goal for this colony is just to get them strong. Oh, there's some nice brood on that side as well. So the queen is really, now that she has some support from some nurse bees, she can really start laying more eggs. And that was, the whole purpose of that particular method that I took a few weeks ago. Now, what I didn't mention, I just realized that, yeah, that's food and pollen. What I could have done to help that colony out early on in the season was I could have actually placed them just as they are on top of a queen excluder on top of colony 1. And what would have happened there is that colony 1 and colony 2, they would have started to share nurse bees. So colony 2, this colony here, would have gotten the support that they needed, or that the queen needed, to start raising brood. And then they would have had enough bees and they would be a lot stronger already at this point in time. And normally you have to do this before the first honey flow really starts. So that's just something that I'll have to remember for next time. I hope that I don't have a situation like this again, but it's always hard to say how bees are going to come out of the winter and what kind of strength. So I'll just keep that in mind for next time to try out that method. The basic concept behind it is that once the bees have shared their nurse bees with one another, then they will have enough strength to raise their own bees. And then before that honey flow begins, you can separate them again. You can move basically colony. I could have moved colony 2 back to a different location, and then they would have actually had their own hive ready to go. So yeah, you always have to try out new things and learn as you go. So that'll be something I can do next time. All right, it was a short inspection, but I saw some things that are pretty good. I think if you've watched the videos from early on in this year, that was a very, very weak colony. They had a brood nest that was about that big around, and there was probably no chance of them surviving had I not given them a boost of nurse bees. So now the queen has actually moved her brood nest onto 2 different frames that's expanded quite well, and it's the end of May, so they still have plenty of time to get their strength up, and the goal right now is just for them to survive, just for them to get through the summer, and I can prepare them to go through winter. All right, so if you haven't already done it, please subscribe, and as always, I will try to get out new content to you as soon as possible. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have fun beekeeping.